So when Jimmy Woo first came over to America and decided to teach the Americans Kung Fu, he realized that we didn't know how to punch. And that was very disconcerting to him. So the first thing he needed to do was teach Americans how to punch. So what they did, they came up with a system of lessons that we call Ah-Soo. Some people call them the Basic 45, that were designed specifically to teach us Americans how to punch. Now the difference between Ah-Soo and the Basic 45, though, is that the Basic 45 is exactly what it sounds like. It's the Basic 45. The targeting in the Basic 45 basically is ribs, ribs, and ribs, whereas the targeting in the Ah-Soo is spleen, liver, kidney, heart, things like that. So they're much more specific. Also in the Basic 45, they weren't concerned with blocks, so they would just block and step in and punch. In Ah-Soo, though, we were concerned with big, strong stances and big, heavy-duty blocks and correctness on the feet, and everything was just in unison. And so the Ah-Soo lessons are much more advanced than the Basic 45, at least in my opinion, and in most people's opinions. So that's what happened. The Ah-Soo lessons are basically designed to replace forms. So back in China, when people were studying Kung Fu, the first thing they got was menial tasks. They had to sweep up, mop up, do things like that. And then they would teach them forms, one move per day, every day. So these Ah-Soo lessons then were designed to replace 2 years of these forms. The idea being that when you study the Ah-Soo lessons, it would be the same as studying forms for 2 years, which would teach you enough about movement so that you would be able to punch. Therefore, Jimmy would now be able to teach you advanced Kung Fu moves. All right, the thing about Ah-Soo is this: once you have studied these things for 6 months to a year, it gives you immense power. It shows you how to use dynamic tension in your punches, and it shows you a great deal of combination punching, which is exactly what you need to begin your career in Kung Fu San Soo.